What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bakes Fuego, Sonrisa podcast,
Yes.
where we talk all things modern dating, personal development, con un poco de limón en chile, tequila optional. All right, guys, welcome back to today's episode. This very cold, chilly night. It was once a very cold and lonely, stormy night. I forgot how that story goes. Don't quote me on it. But I'm here with the one, the only, Senor Sonrisa. Everybody give my brother a round of applause.
I feel like I just came in from WWE, bro.
You got all the chants. Risa, Risa, Risa.
And in this town, there will ever.
Everybody's saying that. I like that. That's a good promo already. You already got it. You already got it with you, man. And I told you guys, I don't play, but I don't laugh just for anybody.
I
That's
make
pretty badass.
myself laugh, you son of a.
That's freaking sick.
No.
But yeah, yeah. For this episode, I was just basically talking to Sonrisa a bit offline. Just a video that I watched. It's about Lala Anthony. If you guys know, she was married to Carmelo Anthony, but they, since then divorced. And basically on this clip, I don't know if it was like an interview, but she was talking to someone, and she was mentioning that, now as an older, it's an older woman, a lot of young men are the ones who are, hitting her up in the DMs, being more confident, trying to take her out, as opposed to men her age. And she's kind of left wondering, like, it's odd that, she even said, like, when I was younger, I always wanted to date up. But now that I'm older, like, it's like, maybe I'll try to date down because they're the only ones who are like giving me the attention or giving or expressing that they have some interest in me, which I thought was very interesting.
Mm.
Because like I guess I kind of had some epiphany, some really understanding of what she was talking about. Because I was thinking like me when I was younger, uh, I always wanted to maybe pursue some with someone that was way older than me, someone that was 40, someone that was like close to their 50s. I think it's just being young and full of like testosterone. I don't know. It's just like whatever is there, if you could like take it down, might as well. And I realized that like now as I'm in my 30s, I just turned 30, but now that I'm 30 years old, like it's a bit different when I like meet women who are like around my age. It's just like I guess that spark that I used to want when I was younger left, and I'm more interested in girls who are like a couple of years younger than me now. So it's weird that as I'm getting older, I'm noticing that the younger girls are, they're more, more catching my attention. But when I was younger, I wanted the older ones. Like I obviously I liked girls my age, but they didn't give me that, that shine as much as like the older
Mm.
women. So it's a bit it's just crazy how in my case it's just how that just tends to happen. And I mean I'm okay with it. Like I don't feel wrong about it. But I do feel that it's interesting. That like sometimes what people say out there is the truth, and it's kind of cool to finally understand it. But yeah, Senor Teresa, what are your thoughts on that, or just anything about that about Lala, whatever you like, brother.
Ooh, there's so many different ways I can go about this. So you're 30 right now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
do you think one of the reasons why you're noticing younger women is because your game has improved or your status or stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah, I say that. I don't know about my game, but I want to say maybe my status a little bit. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It does kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess it kind of does. I guess because it gives me
Yeah.
more confidence. Yeah, I guess it gives me more confidence of my status. I'll say that. Yeah, in the sense of like, not because they're older that I don't have confidence, but it's like more confidence to feel how I want to feel. you know.
Well, I
So.
asked that because I think that when you're younger, sometimes you're still kind of figuring yourself out, and you're not unsure, or you have more doubts, right? And then when you get older, like I mean, I've known you since when we were in middle school, but you've always had that mentality of like, I want to get better, you know? So I also know that throughout the years, you've gotten better in terms of like game and like stuff like that. You're less anxious, stuff like that. So, like when you're confident and you're like, maybe when you're younger, you don't think you can go after the 20 something year old, right? So you kind of overcorrect and you go all the way to the other extreme, which is like you go after like like the hot 50-year-old. And technically, that's like if we're talking about sexual market value, those are less than people that are like in their 20s or they're like in their prime, right? So I'm wondering like if you're now in your 30s, you have more confidence, uh, you develop your skills in terms of like your ability to talk, flirt, seduce, etc. That now that you see that because you have that confidence, that you go after the ones that are considered like the hottest ones, for guys.
Yeah, yeah, no. It yeah, no. It cuz
Mm.
like just for me though, like even though I was in my 20s, for me like an older woman, like a MILF, stuff like that, for me it was kind of like it was just like they were way hotter. They were more to me more hotter, more mature, more
Mm-hmm.
like they know everything. They know a lot of sexual positions. They can
Mm.
teach you. Right? So for me, it's like they're older. They have experience. So it's like, hey, teach me. And right, they always say good things about women who are like mature. Or no, well, mature too, but older ladies. They do say that like you know their sex like they even tell you like their sex drive uh increases by like times two. So it's like I want that because I already feel like that, like
Mm.
I already feel like I want to just like bang as much as I can. And if I have somebody who's down, because like for me, I would just daydream like I could do it in the morning, in the evening, three times at night. Right? I'm thinking all these scenarios in my mind, and I'm like to have someone who's down for that, who won't be like I'm tired or stuff like that, who's really
Mm.
down for it. Uh, right? For me, that attracted me more because I was like, I want that. Like, hell yeah, that sounds
Mm.
freaking cool. So I don't. Yeah. So it wasn't like because I was like shy or insecure because I mean I was able to hang out with like girls my age and stuff, and it was always hella cool. But I guess I also probably didn't really realize how hot they were, even though they were hot at that age.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really notice it because I was there right there with them.
Mm.
So I was looking at like, let me go. That looks like the trophy right there. The fine one, them older ones. Girls my age, they're my age. That's cool. Yeah, cool with the same age, cool. But the older ones were like, So now I don't think it was necessarily that, but I think just in my 30s, I think now that we're talking about it, maybe it's just like
Yeah.
I could really see oh the beauty that it is to be in your 20s. Like, oh shit, what? That's actually they actually were a lot better than I thought they were back then. So
Mm.
I think that's what it is. Yeah,
You
maybe.
know what I also think too? Like I think
Hmm.
when you get older, right, you have more experience in life, and I can only speak for myself, but
Hmm.
when I would run into a woman who was like most of the time, right, who's a little bit older than myself,
Hmm.
what I've noticed, and this isn't for all, there's always exceptions to the rule, right? But what I've noticed is that you know when a woman gets older, sometimes she goes through a lot of bad experiences, and
Hmm.
then she gets kind of jaded, and then she's like, "F man and F this and F that." Like I can do bad all by myself, blah blah blah. And then when they do that, how are men are supposed to look at them as attractive when they have that like I don't fuck with you attitude. Don't tell me what to do. Like I'm
Like a
my own
bitterness
type of
kind of.
girl. Yeah, kind of
Okay.
like say that one more time.
Like a bitterness. Like
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
bitterness within.
bitterness, exactly. Bitterness, resentment, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, resentment. Yep. That
Yeah,
too.
so they have that chip on their shoulder, and the guys look at them. They're like, I don't want to be dealing with that. I want to go deal with a woman that's still optimistic, that's still kind of a little bit more idealistic, but it's fun to be around. Because I want to have fun too. I don't want to be around somebody who's just going to kill the mood and just you know. So I think that's also something that can contribute to why men choose women that are younger.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could totally be a factor for sure. The higher they go, yeah, like you said, yeah, the resentment, more of a wall, standards.
Yeah.
Hella stuff you don't want. Like you should. I don't know, to me, I feel like it's cool to have standard stuff like that, but sometimes it's like to the extreme where it's like it's kind of unbearable to even want to be with them. You're like, oh
Mm,
man, like I got to deal with so much to hang out with you, or maybe even go on a date with you, or while we're on this date, it's just like it's not fun. Like how you mentioned, it's not fun.
yeah, it's not
You want
fun.
somebody who still enjoys their life, who's still positive about life, has a positive outlook, not just bitter about what happened to them, which sucks. It sucks that it happened to them, but um, I think you mentioned it before, like it doesn't mean that just because it happened. I mean, right? If it happened so long, of course, it makes sense why they get a certain way, how they just think all men are the same, but you can't really treat every new person as the same person. Yet it's a whole different story with each one.
Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, I said. I remember when we were before the podcast, I was saying that's what happens is that sometimes what they'll do is, and it's kind of the human condition, but I also think it's also depends on the type of woman.
Mm.
Um, but like she's, she has bad experiences after bad experiences, and then so she just jumps to conclusion and just assumes that all men are like that. But that's really unfair because she's not giving herself a chance, and then she's not giving other people a chance. Like, what if she did have somebody that was cool, but she's not even giving them a chance because oh man ain't shit or whatever the hell, right? So she's losing out, and then that guy would lose out too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
heck yeah, which is whack. Oh man, yeah. It's very interesting for sure. How Go ahead, brother.
well, I was gonna ask you, how much of biology do you think plays into it too as well?
Uh, the only thing I can think of is like, and I've heard it before. It's just more like, right, the older uh, the woman is, the harder it is for them to have babies, or harder for them, or a higher chance of like the baby having any like issues. God forbid, but right, that could happen.
Hmm.
So men tend to choose younger women because they're in their prime, and there wouldn't be no issue with having kids, and if they want multiple kids, right, the younger the better. So I think from a biological standpoint, I think that's something that a lot of men consider for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I think. What about you? What do you think?
I definitely think that's also a fact. I think that's a factor as well. I also
Yeah.
want to say now I don't. This isn't all women. And it would be very stupid of me to say this, but there is a pattern, right? We could talk about patterns, but sometimes it's sad to say, but sometimes women let themselves go when they get older. They have
Mm,
kids or they get divorced or whatever, and they don't keep up with the same appearances when they were in their 20s. I mean, she's never going to be the same, right? Biology, aging is always you're always fighting aging. You're always fighting your own biological clock. Um, so she's never going to be like in her like in her 30s or in her 40s. She's never going to be like in her 20s. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't try like to be the best version of yourself, right? And maybe there's like a lot of insecurity. Maybe there's a competition. Maybe she thinks there's other women as like threats. But I don't. Like women when they get older, they don't really like take care of themselves like they before. So then you want us guys, to be jacked and all this stuff and have all these standards for ourselves when we're older. But then you don't want to take care of yourself. So how do you want us to see you as an appealing, you know, sexually or even for a relationship? You know?
yeah. No, I hear that definitely. Yeah, heck
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's been a lot of shows like rest in peace Kevin Samuels, right? A lot of women would go on there and pretty much just have all these standards, and they wouldn't, like you mentioned, they wouldn't take care of themselves. But they're demanding all of this from this person, and it's like, there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of things that contribute to why men wouldn't want to date you. So, and you check off a lot of them, so that's why you are where you're at. But they still feel deserving of someone, a high caliber guy. It's like, I don't know, like when does it start becoming delusion? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like I don't know
Well,
what's going on here.
I mean, what delusion is worse? A young girl who thinks she can get it all, or a older woman who could think she can get it all?
Sheesh. Are we playing which one?
Yeah, I don't know. Mm,
I would say, nah, I would say the older one for sure. That's what I
the older
think.
one.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, because for me, it's like, what if she was playing a lot of like in her 20s, she had it all right, and she was playing a lot of dudes and just being messed up to dudes. And I don't know, hey, if she was promiscuous, it is what it is. A lot of men
Hmm.
aren't gonna like that if they find out that's what you were doing in your 20s. I'm just being real. That's just what it is.
Hmm.
So, uh, right, you do all of that thinking still like, oh, pretty much like you can think you can get away with all of that,
Right. Yeah.
and it's like, no, it catches up to you. You know, you can be a fine ass chick in your 20s, then you had like two kids, maybe you still look pretty hot, but like, hey, you got two kids. Like, but then right, there's a 20-year-old girl who the same dude you want that she wants, a high, high caliber dude, right? Maybe you might be a little bit hotter at that older age, but maybe because you had the two kids in your 20s and it didn't have, for whatever reason, it didn't work out with who you're with, but you still have two kids. So he's thinking, well, I got to take care of you and two kids. But then I got a younger girl who has no
Hmm.
kids, who I have even more resources that we can spend and have fun and go out and do a lot of things. And then when I choose if I want to keep her, if I want to make this serious, then
Hmm.
then I can start it where I can start a family where I can really take care of my own kids, and that's, I feel like that's where the delusion comes in sometimes for women who have kids too, because then they're like very demanding, like, oh, he has to take care of my kids, it's like for a guy who worked so hard to get to where he's at, and then he has to like a webble, like it's like, no, girl, like it's a partnership. It's not
It's give
you
and
and all
take.
your
Yeah.
rules. Yeah, it's not all your rules. It's both. It's something with things he wants and things you want, and you guys come to an agreement.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when they're older, to me, I think it's like way more delusional. Yeah, when they're younger, it's like they're young. It's like they
I
can
mean,
think of
they
like,
can. I mean, that's when they're peak. That's when they're at their peak, right? When they're younger, so they kind of are right in a sense that they can
mm,
demand more for men, but you know, you like you said, like it just depends on how you use your youth, right? Like if you're a woman, if you use your youth for quote unquote like evil shit and just start going on yachts and just doing, living your best life or whatever, that's cool. You're able to post it on Instagram and tell all your girlfriends, but it is going to catch up, and it's not if, but when it does, when it catches up, because I mean, ideally you want to get have kids when you're younger, because when you're older, it's just way more difficult. This isn't just me like talking shit or anything. It's just like biology. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Like there have been some studies to show that like when you have kids after, especially after the age of 35, and if you're a female, it it just like dips crazy, and scientists are still trying to figure out why that is. But I think it has to do with like just you're changing in hormones, you're getting older, just you have a very short window. Biology only gives you a very short window, and then you know, if you're fortunate to still have kids after that, then that's good on you as a woman. But just know that you are running against time, and if you don't use it the right way, it it's pretty sad because like you ever seen those women that they had the best 20s, they use their sexual market value to get whatever they want, and then they're ready to settle down, and then they go to the doctor, and the doctor says, you know what, it's not looking good in terms of like having kids. See that to somebody who wants kids, like that detriment, that's pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? And that is a warning. And I don't want to make it seem like it's all like that. There are always exceptions to the rule, but there is a rule, a biological rule, so to speak. So yeah, what do you think about like women who use their prime to get what they want and then later regret it?
uh, sucks pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, again, right? It's how they use it. I mean, for me, it's like, if you're young and you want to enjoy life, and I mean, right, especially like 18 to 22, 23, even to
Hmm.
25. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
I
25, I
get
think.
it. I get it. Go
Yeah.
ahead, go on these places, go on these trips, do it, do what you like. And if you at 25, that's it. You want to call it a day and really settle down and be with somebody, and but for real, not like, yeah, I'm gonna settle down, but still have things on the side and be cheating on your dude, or
Oh
going
yeah.
with a nice guy just because you need someone to provide for
You can
you.
play him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, if you're doing everything for the right reason, like, what, here are my, I'm young, let me just enjoy it. And then at 25, that's it, right? Every girl has their cut up time. It is what
Hmm.
it is. All I'm gonna say is, the older you get, the harder it is. Your chances diminish of what you're looking for. That's all I'm gonna say. But for this example, 18 to 25, you do it, you enjoy yourself, you have fun, enjoy your life. Uh, but also too, like, not so many bikini pictures, because it's gonna turn off a lot of good men who do want you, especially on the gram stuff. Don't post stuff like that. But still, right? I mean, I think it's cool, but right, it's gonna catch up to you if you don't have a cutoff time. If you think that you can, abuse it and be like, oh, there's still guys hitting me up at 28. Well, there's still guys hitting me up at 30. Oh, there's still guys hitting me up at 32. Right? Those guys are gonna keep hitting you up, but they're gonna go from 45 to 40. As you're getting older, 35. As you're getting older, 30. As you're getting older, 25. As you're getting older, 18. Now you're like 40, and only 18-year-olds to 20 are hitting you up. It's like, oh, those guys can't provide for you. They don't have any money for you. They're just in college, or they're just finishing high school. Like, how are these guys going to give you the life that you're looking for?
Mm.
Right? So that's the thing that they don't think about. It's like, yeah, you still have dudes that still want you, but these guys can't provide for you. But back then, when you were 20, all of these guys that wanted you, all of them could have provided for you, could have given you the life you wanted. So that's why I think 25 is like 25. The dude might be like 35, close to 40. That's cool. That's cool. But as you get older, those numbers drop. Those guys who could have taken care of you, they're not going to be right there. They'll be gone. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I definitely, if you have something good, use it for as long as you can, but don't abuse it. Once you abuse it, it's done deal. It's like alcohol. You drink 2 beers, cool, you're chilling. You have 2 beers. You drink 3 beers, cool, you're chilling. You drink 4 beers, it's starting to get a little dizzy, but I'm cool. You got 5 beers, oh damn, things are like too blurry, And it's like by 10, knocked out. It's like you abused it.
Hey, people, some people like to say, "Well, that's not fair." And how come I'm 35, I have all this stuff, I'm making all this money. It's like nobody said life was fair. Like, is it fair that guys have to wait outside before they go to a club and women could just walk up and get in for free? No, it's not fair, but it is what it is. The bouncer has to do his job, or else the club is going to be just a giant sausage fest. So, I mean, there's a lot of advantages as being a single woman. There's they've done studies to show, like, they had like men dressed up like homeless and then women dressed up in homeless. Like, nobody is gonna take care of a man who's homeless, right? They'll just walk past him. They'll think like he's a loser, stuff like that. But if a woman is homeless, guys and girls go up and be like, "Hey, do you need any help? How can I help you?" Blah blah blah. So I guess my point is like life isn't fair, and yeah, just use your if you have the youth, use it to your advantage, because youth isn't you don't know you're young until you're not. And
Mhm.
I don't know, like, just if you can use it to find someone cool, then good. But I don't know, like, things are changing so rapidly nowadays. Women are out earning men in terms of like money and stuff like that. So I'm curious to hear what you think is going to happen to like the dating market now that women are out earning men.
Yeah, yeah. This is another thing, another contributor to why to why dude, or especially dudes who are successful as well, why you know they won't be coming knocking at your door. Um, Again, right? There's outliers, but
Yeah.
either way, as much as at first I had to kind of take my, this is kind of an update. Kind of have to take my thoughts about it. I have to retract them because uh, I first thought like for me when it came to women having more money, I was like, oh no, I have game. Like I know. I mean, I think I got it. Like if she makes more money than me, I don't think it'd be an issue. I think I could figure it out, and we still be happy. But once I heard from a lot of people really talking about it, even though like the statistics being broken down, yeah, it seems that if you're in a relationship with a woman who makes more money than you, then she's gonna be the one who's gonna want to leave the relationship.
Mhm.
So, because I don't know if it's like if it's like a female type of, how do you say it? Something that's like biological with them, where that is
Like a
just
desire
part of,
within.
not a desire, but like their biological like genes tell them that men
Mm,
are the providers. They're the ones who are supposed to take care of you. And if
yeah.
the women are taking that type of role now, right, it's out of sync with how their biological needs. I think that's what it's called. Their biological needs. So right, it changes the role on them. They don't like that because right, it's not natural. It's a whole different thing.
Hmm.
So that's why they tend to leave those relationships and still try to get with somebody who makes a whole lot of money. So I think a lot of relationships would end because of that, are ending because of that. Not that they're already ending because of that, and the dudes that they want aren't necessarily going to want them because right, they come with that masculine trait with them, where they're go getters and they're ambitious and they're disagreeable and they want to put up fights. So right, is going to push a lot of men who aren't like that because those are masculine roles. Those are men's biological like not needs, but biologically that's what we're supposed to be doing. So to have a woman do that, then we're gonna feel out of place. It's gonna feel unnatural for us, so we're gonna want to leave. So it's basically the same thing, just flipped on either either gender for sure. Girls don't want to be the provider, so they'll break up with you. Guys don't want to be with a masculine woman, they'll break up with
They'll either break up or cheat or use cheating as a way to break up.
you. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I've heard like, I don't know how. I don't really see a lot of scientific data about dating, but I have heard like just anecdote stories of like, woman thought she could be with this guy. This guy was very charming, handsome, blah blah blah, and then she just finds out that she makes like, it's not like she makes like $10,000 more than him. She like makes like 25,000 or 30,000, and they try to make it work. He tries to do like the whole, he tries to be like, the supportive role, I guess, and yeah, just like for some reason, like after a while, the woman starts to feel like this guy's like not coming up. Like, is this guy like a loser or like what's going on? But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I agree with what you said though. Like, men are
Yeah.
usually the ones that are leading, and they have to take the responsibility of like finances and stuff like that. But as men are not going to college and they're not taking the high paying jobs, and more women are graduating college and are taking those high paying jobs, I'm just like wondering like what would that mean for the people out here? I'm talking about the United States. I don't know how other countries are, but yeah.
Travel. Oh, I'm going. I'm getting my passport, bro. I'm travel maxing out here.
Passport, bro. You're
What,
becoming a passport, bro.
where's my boy? Where the heck are they? Where my boy Chargo at? Where my boy Chargo when we need him? Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I mean, I feel it. I definitely feel it. Well,
Like the like our biology wants us to lead, right?
mhm,
Right. That's what we want to do, and
mhm,
make the money and all this stuff. But then society is going the opposite direction. So there's an imbalance, right? So either women lower their standards, which may not happen. Um, I'm just being real.
mhm,
Or guys come up, or both, or there has to be some kind of. Now that isn't to say that there are guys that are more feminine than other dudes, and there are more women that are masculine than most women. And
mhm,
maybe in that dynamic, it could work. Like maybe that's like maybe 5 to 10% of the population of like men and women. They can kind of like make it work. But for the majority, I don't think it would work.
Yeah,
Because
no,
every time you ask a woman, she's like, "Oh, I want him to have as much as me or more, not less." But I also wonder, like, how much of that is because of social media, like wanting to go to yachts and travel every weekend and all that stuff.
yeah. I mean,
And how,
I think all that social media's amped up their hypergamy. Like, I think a lot of girls already are like naturally hypergamous because they
right?
have to for like the fate of the species. They have to find the one of the best males out there so that they have no worries about their child and that their child comes out healthy. Especially back in the days, like
Yeah.
that had to be a for sure thing because there weren't like doctors or medicine or anything to cure you. It's either the baby comes out alive, or you die. It's the
We're
mom.
talking about like caveman times.
Even like Roman times and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I could be wrong though. So if anybody knows about that, then yeah. But yeah, it's just right. So I mean, it's just been passed down from generations to generations. So I think, right, I think social media has turned that hypergamy to like times a million. So right, all those calls of like uh, men having a whole lot of money, or going on these boat trips, or going on these out of the country trips, all that. It excites them.
But
Like
like how much of her, like, I understand, like, in innately women want to have someone who wants to take care of her and her kids, right? That's something that's
mhm.
like just deep. I don't know if it's unconscious, I don't know if it's genetic or what, but there's something innate
Yeah.
about that, right? But I'm wondering how much, like, today's society, we glorify, like, going to trips and this and that, and like, and we don't take into consideration like our own species, our own like values and shit.
Yeah, I think I don't know who said it, but it's kind of like a joke. It's like, do you know why guy who said it? Oh man, I want to credit them, but I'll find it one day. But it goes like, why why guys buy all these like expensive homes and cars and trips and all that. He's like, they do it because they want to get the girl. Like
Oh,
at the
I've
end of
heard
the
I've heard
day,
this joke before.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
at
don't
the end.
remember who, but I heard that.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, we're just showing all of this stuff because we know that's what that grabs their attention. So I think half of it could be, I don't know, just all of us glorifying it. The other half could just be a whole bunch of dudes just trying to forget get some girls that they can pretty much chill with. And right,
Well,
but at scale, and that's where the problem is. It's at scale. It's not just like, hey, there's your neighbor. Here's my Ferrari I just bought. It's like, hey, neighbor, in like all the city, and maybe a couple towns down, I have a
no.
Ferrari. Which one do you guys want to come? And then it's not only me doing it. Now it's Enrique down the street, and it's also Ricardo down the way. We all got Ferraris. Now, not only three girls are watching, you're talking about city over there, city over there. It's my city times like a lot. And that's where it gets like amped up.
So there's the global competition, right? And then there's um what else? I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Forgot what I was gonna say.
OnlyFans.
No, I was gonna. I was trying to.
I was
I
just
was
throwing
thinking
something out.
about like. I was thinking about ways, like, things have changed so much that
Mm.
you know how
No,
society has
yeah,
changed so much. I wonder like what's gonna happen in the future.
yeah, no, I know. I totally feel what you're saying. Like for me, I don't think you're going that route, but I just want to just for me, I guess I want to say that I don't think it's gonna be like super destructive or like no one's gonna be mating and population is gonna end. Just me, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna go that far. Even though it may seem like it, I don't think it's gonna go that far.
Well
Because
then,
eventually this is all gonna
but
come to an
then,
end.
but then that contradicts that. If you don't think that's gonna happen, that would
Mm-hmm.
have to contradict. That kind of contradicts hypergamy because supposedly in hypergamy, all the women supposedly just want the top tier guys, and
Yeah.
if all the women are making, let's say they're all making um 80 to 100,000 and most guys are making 50 to 60,000,
Mm-hmm.
won't that in and of itself lead to a like population collapse, like, because you have all the women going after a very small amount of men, and the majority of men not going after any woman, right? So you're having
Yeah.
this gap of like, and it's not good because in genetics, right, you need to have a diverse gene pool, and if you don't have a diverse gene pool, you have incest, and you have like people mating with their fucking like,
Yeah, incest. Yeah,
all
incest.
that shit, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
you have deformed people coming out, and like just cancer, like all random, you have all these other problems with a small gene pool. So I mean, like, I guess there's two competing interests. Like there's hypergamy, and then there's like wanting the population not to collapse because you know
Yeah, no, I feel it, and I feel like it's even.
genetics and hypergamy.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of things that factor if we were to get into that conversation. But before I get into that, I do want to say something that I'm just a bit confused about, and if you know any insights, so you can definitely like let me know.
I'll
So
try my
it's weird,
best. Yeah.
right? It's weird though, right? Because I've heard a lot of people like, oh, pretty much the main person I heard is Elon Musk, and I'm not trying to talk smack about Elon Musk. He's just the only one that really heard say this. So right, he goes and he says that it's gonna be. It seems like we're getting to like what did you say? Depopulation? Is that what you said? There's
Hmm.
gonna be less people, right? So right, he's saying
Population
that's
collapse. Yeah.
yeah, population collapse. Thank you, brother. So right, he's saying that that's kind of where we're heading. But then like months later, I hear like, hey, we got like 5 billion people in this earth. So I'm like, but everybody's acting like, oh, that's so many people. So then I'm like, okay, so is it that we're collapsing or is it that we're adding more? Because I'm hearing two different sides, so I don't know which one it is, but I'm gonna just lean towards the we have 5 billion people on this earth. So
8 billion.
there you go. I don't see this collapsing anytime soon for sure.
Well, we have to take a step back and you say, yeah, we have 8 billion people, right? We have
Hmm.
8 billion people in this earth, right? But we also have to take into consideration there's places you can't even go because there's war, there's droughts, there's famine, there's you know the waters are rising.
Hmm.
So 8 billion people right now, yeah, but for how long? Because like for example, water is a precious resource. There's parts in the world where you can't even get a sip of water. And this is like the irony of living on Earth, where like Earth is like 60 or 70% water, and we only have like 3% of drinkable water, right? So, and if there's no water, there's no life, right? And so there's that aspect too. Then, and there's all the other problems that come with a high population, and eating and factory farming and pollution and plastics in the ocean and no fish, parts in the ocean where there's no fish, um, or like 90%, like it's like there's parts of the ocean where there's not even aquatic life, right? So we have 8 billion people, and we continue to grow in that sense globally. But if you go like country to country, each country has their own issues, right? For example, like in Japan, they're having an issue in Japan where they're having an aging population, and there's not enough young people to support the aging population, right? They kind of have like I don't know if they have like a social security system or something like that, and they like have all these ads like to encourage like young people to have sex, like they want more people, right? They need more people, but they're in Japan specifically. There's so many old people that if they all pass away or whatever, there's not going to be the new generation to support what's there, you know. So it just depends on the population, and usually the more educated a population gets, the less um, the less kids they have.
Oh, we don't gotta worry about that. We all have. Oh, no. We got a lot of dumb people here. We don't gotta worry about that. I love
Yeah,
my
so
country though. Don't get me wrong. There's stats out there that a lot of test scores have dropped over the
no, I mean
years.
educated in terms of like
That's
going
true
to
though. That's
going
true.
to college, like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not like how much of an IQ score you have.
No, I think they've been like they had like like the standardized tests we used to take like in school. Yeah, I've heard about it. Like every other year, the grades keep dropping. Like
Well,
here in
I
the
mean,
states.
here in the States, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why we have a whole bunch of kids.
There's some kids that believe some crazy conspiracies, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, for sure. No, for sure. So I mean, I don't know, like right with the whole the depopulation of us, but
Depopulation in the States, yeah. In the
yeah, like
States.
I don't.
In the
Yeah,
States,
like
yeah.
I don't fully agree with that all the way. Yeah, because nah, no way.
I
Like,
mean, it's hard. It's really hard to say. I mean, right? There's eight
yeah,
fucking billion people of us and counting. But what we do know is that there are some parts of the country. There's some parts of the world that they're not having. They believe they're not having enough kids to replace like the older generation. So,
yeah,
like
that
for
that's
example, yeah, for example, like us, right? Our generation, right?
mhm.
There's a lot of us, young kids, so to speak. But there's less of us back like 20s and the 30s. There's more of it's hard to explain. There's more people of our age back then than there are now, right? So that means when
Mhm.
we get older, we might not have like a Medicare or a Medicaid because there's not going to be a next generation to pay for our Medicare or Social Security and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So when you don't have enough kids to go to the workforce to get taxed and pay for the older people, what happens, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
Oh,
that's what
snap.
they're worried about, right? Because then
Yeah.
you're gonna have a whole bunch of older people retiring or whatever. And then you have all these jobs that need to be taking place, but if you don't have a young population to secure the jobs that the older population was having, and we're talking about police, firefighter, infrastructure, whatever, electricity, there is also those questions that we have to take into consideration too.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, right. That's for sure alarming. No, 100%. Yeah, if
Yeah,
that's the case, I don't know if that's the case now, but if that's the case, then yeah, that's something for sure to worry about.
yeah.
I can see that.
I think that's what they're worried about. They're worried more about like how you're going to take care of the older people, one, and then two,
The
infrastructure. Like,
workers. We're
yeah, I
gonna
mean,
take care
like
of my business. Who the hell's
if you
gonna
don't
take
have
care of my
enough
business?
if you don't have enough young people to do all the hard labor, like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Grandpa's not going to go out
yeah.
there fucking be a construction worker. You know what I'm saying?
God,
He
heck
wants to
no.
retire
Dude. Scaling
in
tall buildings in
Barbados or whatever.
America. I'm just gonna become a passport bro. Screw this. Where the hell is Chaco when you need him?
Where's Chargle at, bro? Where's
I
Chargle?
was trying to go like, oh, where the hell is it?
I guess that just goes to show he went to Colombia,
Yeah, yeah. He's
Medellin specifically, apparently.
a million percent. Yeah, definitely. Oh, sheesh. Now I feel that. Yeah, because that was another thing I was gonna say about like the whole depopulation here in the states. Like another thing too, like also another thing too. It's like yeah, for sure. Like, and right, it goes back to like society too. Like if you like even if a couple was together and just right there together,
Mhm.
like them having more than one kid, people always want to. Not a lot of people, but most people they want to judge it. Like, oh, damn, they got another kid. Damn, they got another kid. It's like, oh, if people, a lot of people would think like that. Which, I mean, right, it makes sense, right? Obviously, like financially, right, it makes sense. But let's say they could, even if they could afford it, right? It's just that somebody always has to say something about it. Damn, they got how many kids? Damn, how many? Like every time you say that, oh, how many? When you're meeting people, they ask you how many siblings you have. Every time you say a huge number, because I have to say a huge number, like they're always like, dang, like it's always like a big shock, and it's like someone they. And it's not that they all think bad. Some of them are like, oh, me too, or oh, that's freaking cool, and it's cool, but it's like, it's always gets frowned upon. So I always feel like people are worried about that stuff, but they're also criticizing people for doing that then, right? Like it doesn't really make a whole ton of sense in that sense
Mm,
either,
I see what
right?
you're saying.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I never understood that. It's like, what if they want to, then just let them. Like, what does their 8 kids have to do with you watering your own plant tomorrow? Like, Well, none of that has to do with anything in your life. You just have something to say about it. It's like so. That was another thing that I would throw out there is right in the right social media is right the big news station to
Yeah,
set the analogy right. They're the big news station.
yeah,
Everybody's there, so everybody's getting their news from there. But what about in the trenches where everybody else is at, where most of the communication is happening? Yeah, a lot's happening on social media, but people are also at work, in doing social events, talking with family members. I mean, that's all happening too, aside from social media. So, what about those conversations? What about that stuff? So,
well,
you guys
I think
were,
I think the United States has the way they had to replace like populations is that they would bring immigration. Like they would have the reason why we have immigration is to replace. Like we don't have enough people, so we bring people from other parts of the world. Be like, hey, you wanna come to the Americas and
oh, snap.
populate?
We know you're a freak back over there. Over here, we gonna need that.
We got
How the heck I
condoms, but
never
we
knew that.
also don't have condoms. If you don't need,
We have them, but they're not mandatory.
if you want
But
the
we
40
have them.
pack
But
at
we have them.
Costco, okay, they're right there. Okay, but you don't have to.
You you really want to pay $13 for a pack of these? When you can spend it on a beer? Think about it.
Or a
You
pair
are.
of diapers.
I would buy some diapers if I would. I'm just saying. That's not to you, but
You know my love language. What the fuck?
that's a good one. A pack of diapers. That's a good one. Oh, jeez.
No man.
But I never knew that though. Oh, snap. But I feel it. Yeah, got to figure out also too, the future of your country. So, oh,
Yeah,
dang, I never knew that. Oh, dang.
it's always. I think that's always been the case. I could be
Mm.
wrong, right? But I think that's always been something that America. That's kind of like the beauty of America because there's no like America exists, but it doesn't exist at the same time, right?
Mm.
Like we know it exists physically, right? There's a continent called United States of America, but it's also made up. It's always been made up of immigrants from other parts of the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
So, is America? I think what is America, right?
Mm.
That's like
Land of the brave. Land of the brave, baby.
the land of the free, home of the brave.
Yeah, there you go. Land of the free, home of the brave. That's what we are. But no, that's a great thing. Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, what really is it?
Like I think that's why I really like the I don't know if you've seen the Residente video of like this is not America.
I don't think so. I don't think I have. No.
Yeah, he did a good job. I think he did like a whole like video of like because that's kind of like another thing, but I won't talk too much about it. But pretty much like we're America like United States of America like is so greedy that they took all of the Americas, bro. We took North and South America. We took Canada and Mexico and all of South America. We just took all of it. We're so greedy.
Heck yeah.
But what I liked
Whatever
about
we
the
can.
video was that it showed
Mm.
like other parts of America, of South America and stuff like that, and what's going on.
Damn, that's freaking cool.
The rebellious nature of like standing up to like corporations and like fucked up governments and shit like that.
Hey, that's freaking sick.
That rebel side still gotta burn.
Yeah, heck yeah. I think that's like embodied in us for sure. It's always gonna be some type of rebel side to us.
That's what
But
girls like. Not not the simpy. Hey, so I got a jet. You want to come over?
I
Fly
don't
you
know how to
out.
talk. I don't know how to talk to you or say have a conversation with you, but I do have a yacht.
Bro, you said it too good. Bro, your inner white guy just came out, bro. Your inner
It's a
rich kid
jacket.
white guy.
It's a jacket. Know what's going on. I can't bring
Your
this to the next
polo is
place.
turning you into.
I can't wear this no more.
Your polo is turning to a millionaire simp.
Oh, geez. What happened to you, Angel? You used to be cool. I am cool. I'm so cool.
Look at my portfolio. Come on, guys.
Oh, jeez. That's good. That's how you guys you get no girls. So don't do that. Don't do that.
And that's like one of the fun things about like learning about game and stuff like that is that there's always like this conversation with like all the pills or whatever. It's like,
Mm.
some people believe you need to have all the money, but some people believe you just need to have game. Other people believe you need to have looks. So I think it's funny that they all like hate on each other.
No, you need all of them, not just one of them. You need all
Yeah,
of them.
you need to be a multi-dimensional man.
Or actually, I don't want to say like you don't need all of them. Like not a need, but you should have some skill in it. Because I
Oh,
don't want
that's
to say
that's
you
what I
got.
that's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to
Yeah.
just for the audience out there. Yeah, because now then we're gonna get all the black pillars. Yeah, dude, you gotta be a Chad. Oh, that's not what I meant.
You got to be 6 foot, making 100K. What are you talking about, bro?
Looks,
It's not
yeah.
it's not fair. But you know what? If you're a below 5 normie, you just give up. Okay, just give up.
Yeah, so definitely, I would definitely
Just
want to just clear
just
that.
just stay home. Like it's worthless. Like just forget about it. Like whatever.
Or travel max.
Oh my lord, Travel Max.
Yeah. Or like, oh
What
man.
is it
Okay, I
that
got
fucking?
okay.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. It's
I'm
fine.
gonna do a what if question. I think we already did this, but
Hey,
you know
I'm
what? I
down.
think we
Let's go
already did
ahead.
it. I think we already did. No, I think we already did it. Let me see.
Maybe, maybe.
I want to say we already did, or maybe we just did it offline. I think I just asked you offline.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Ask the
I
question.
think.
We'll find out. We'll
Okay,
find out.
okay. Which one's worse? I don't know. Anyways, travel maxi or living like the blue pill white night dream? Well, out of those
Worse.
two, yeah, which one's
Wor-
worse? Like which one? Yeah, which ideology
Probably,
is worse?
probably the blue
Travel
pill.
maxi, the white knight.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Because you're not getting laid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think
You're
about
not even
that.
laid, bro.
That's true.
You're living in a Disney fairy tale. Like if you're
Yeah,
travel maxing, I mean, you still have,
you got a
you still
shot.
are aware of like human nature and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
but even though you have to go to another country to do it, but at least you're getting something, I guess. Right?
yeah, yeah.
What about you? What do you think is worse?
Worse? Sheesh. No, no, when you say the other one doesn't get you laid, I think that was it. 'Cause I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, true. You're not nothing. You don't get nothing. You
Yeah.
just get friend
Not
zone.
even, yeah, because you're
Nice.
so like you think that this you're being a social justice warrior and being an emotional tampon is gonna get you something, but nah.
Yeah, no.
All right.
So yeah, I go for the white knight. That one's the worst one. For sure.
White Knight Maxing.
That's a good one.
Social justice warrior Maxing.
Imagine if you're having a conversation with someone who's trying to like sell you on that like white knight dream. You're like, bro, chill out. You're a white knight, Max. Wait, what?
You're White Knight Maxing, bro. Well, I think correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't want to diss him or anything, but I think Q2 considers himself a blue pill from Alex will play on fire. You know Q2, right?
I want to say I don't.
I think he considers himself at least back then he considered himself blue pill,
Mm,
and he would always like he had some interesting points, but they never were like they never
so
really
they never saw.
they never really like I still think he still has that like like that idealistic like man, can we just like get along and like wouldn't it be better if like girls just did this, girls just did that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to like shame him or anything, but I'm just saying like he's a cool person, but I think he just has his ideology is a little bit more on the idealistic side, you know. So
Yeah, yeah. Which is, I mean, I don't know about the dating wise, but I think just like getting along and stuff like that. I think even at the time, like maybe he'll grow out of it. I don't know. I don't know him personally, but I think at the time, like still thinking like that, I still think it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I think I don't think everyone, but for me at least, I would feel like idealistically, yeah, that's what I would want. I wouldn't want this violence and all this stuff, but I don't know. But also too at the same time, now that I'm really seeing for what it is, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, you know what, these battles, even though they suck and like life sucks, it's still pretty cool. It still makes you a bit tough. Sometimes it's hella inconvenient. Sometimes it's just hella annoying. But at the end of the day, it's I don't know. I guess it makes worth fighting in life. I don't know. I don't know. It adds more purpose to my life and stuff.
Bro,
I hope that makes
anti-fragile.
sense.
Anti-fragile
It's
wins.
like flawless victory. Yeah, yeah. Like even though right, there's hella stuff going on. I don't know. It always feels like right. I'm just going back to the same thing I said last episode, but I guess stuff like that. I feel it right here. So I feel it right here and right here. And for the ladies, anyways. So, yeah.
You want to
So,
finish that statement?
uh, white masculine is a way to go, and I'm out of here.
Oh wow! No wonder you have so many shrines like Olga. Olga from Hey Arnold.
Nah, I mean I like that one, but nah, heck no. I don't have a dude statue. I don't have a shrine. What are you talking about, man?
Just looking around.
Oh shit, let's see.
I'm wondering though how. Oh, we're
Hmm.
gonna say something.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay, I was gonna change the topic. That's why.
No, yeah, me too. I was gonna do another what if one, but I don't have it yet. So go ahead.
Are we doing what's worse? All
No,
right,
which one?
we'll do what's
No, which
worse.
one? No, I'll go if you have it. I was gonna do it. Which one?
I'll do what's worse if you want to do which one.
Okay.
Okay.
You go first because I'm still trying to formulate mine.
Okay. What's worse? Um, simping for a woman
Like,
or leading with
oh,
your
like,
wallet?
like you sent for a woman?
Yeah.
Okay. Or leading with your wallet?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I think simping for a woman.
Mm.
Yeah. What about you? Yeah. Go ahead and then
Ooh.
I'll elaborate on my point or my.
Shit. Leading with your wallet. I think simping. Yeah.
Hmm, feel it. If you want to go ahead and then I can I'll say what I think why I chose that one.
So I was thinking like technically leading with your wallet is kind of simping, but there's other ways you can simp that are worse than leading with your wallet. That's the only that's the only because I mean I do know people who lead with their wallet and it doesn't work out for them because then they get played as well.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just like I think simping. There's more than one way. Like simping, there's like so many other ways you can simp, and it's just not going to give you any. It's not going to help you in anything.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah. Yeah. For me, I'm with that there, and then also like kind of like your own self respect in the sense like if you
Mm-hmm.
really yeah I know we do with like good intentions but like once you're consistently doing the same thing that is already simpy, like I don't know, let's say for example I buy girls flowers, I'll buy a girl a flower, and then the next time I see her I buy her a flower, the next time I see her I buy her a flower, right? It's like she's gonna get hella annoyed of it, and you feel like you're doing a good thing, but if you really look at it from like kind of from like a different viewpoint,
Mm-hmm.
every single day you're going and getting this girl flowers. Like, I mean, it sounds like a cool thing, but it's like, it's really not. It's like you're going out of your way every day to get her flowers to make her happy. And what if you're the one who's like not happy, or what if she doesn't give you any respect, or you ask her to do, to hook you up, or whatever the case is, she's always saying no. But even though she's saying no, and she doesn't want to, like work with you and figure things out and just I don't know disrespect you, you still go and get her these flowers. It's just like I don't know. When I think of like simply things I did, when I think about it now, I just like I cringe. Like I get it what I was doing it, but I'm like, why? You know, where the hell was my respect? Like, why did not her give me respect? My own respect.
Your own respect, yeah.
Yeah, like what the hell was I thinking? Like, because
Well, I mean, I think also too, like when we get older, we also learn from our experiences. One and two, I think better information is out there too. So when I mean, I can't speak for yourself, but for me, when when I was in high school, there was no like dating coaches and stuff like that. And if they were cringy as hell. Like, they had all these weird like peacocking shit or like magic tricks and all this shit. So, people would make fun of like pickup artists and stuff like that. Um, or the information would just be so bad. It would be so generic. Like it's like, getting it's like getting advice from a fortune cookie. It'd be like, just be yourself. It's okay. Just be yourself. Or there's nothing wrong with you. Just be friends with her, and then eventually she'll grow to like you. Or so so back then, I would say the information was just, it was either terrible information, it was cringy, or it was non-existent, right? Um, so I mean, now I learned a lot more. I know more about, not just about like human nature, but also about myself as a man. I've gone through a lot of life experience, so there's also that personal growth aspect of it, and just no longer tolerating disrespect, because the door's right there. Don't let it hit you on the way out, but maybe it does.
hell yeah, well said, brother. Hell yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
I mean, what do you what? Why would you think that you did that type of behavior?
Like, I didn't know better.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I guess right. It's like the whole Disney fairy tale thing, right? You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that,
Mm.
and this is what girls want. So you're like, okay, that's what they want. And then you hear the ladder of pretty much what game is, and you're like, nah, that doesn't sound right. That's like,
Yeah, yeah.
what do you mean I'm supposed to do? Like it's just it's a whole different thing what you're used to. So you know, you don't want Well, for me, I just didn't. Not that I didn't want to accept it, I just didn't believe it. I'm like, no, there's no way that works.
Mm.
But then, kind of get to a point where like, I'm not getting any results here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Like, you know what? Let me give that a try. Let me see if that works. And then
It's like
find out it's really what it was. You're like,
it's
oh,
like when you find out that you're playing soccer the wrong way and you just keep scoring goals against your own team. Like, what the fuck?
yeah,
What's going on? I'm supposed
heck
to go
yeah,
the other way?
heck yeah. And it always feels good when you figure out the way you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Like definitely. Like I don't know. How did you feel when you, I guess, like realized like game is how it is to meet a
Mhm.
girl, like when you realized that's what it was, like how did you feel? Or yeah, pretty much how did you feel? How was that?
That's a great question. And I think initially I was upset, right? I think upset because I was kind of taught a different mindset, and like you said, you wanted to believe maybe like an idealistic way that things were differently. Um, but then after you get through that upset, um, that period of just accepting it for what it is, you find ways to grow in other aspects, and it also comes with like learning about yourself and respecting yourself and taking care of yourself. Um, but also like there was, after you get through that rage, and after you start learning about yourself and respecting yourself, then there's like that, like, oh, it's not so bad. Like I just need to learn certain things. Like I have certain qualities that I have that I know are a plus, but I also have some blind spots that I need to work on, or I have some things that are hindering me. But as long as I continue as long as I continue to work on it, I know I can get to a different level. You know, that's kind of how I thought of it.
No, I like that. Cool. Yeah, because I like how you brought up like the rage that you go through. Because yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of is like, what the heck? Like what?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, it's like this. What?
Yeah.
But no, no, that was cool. Man.
But but I think also too, I mean, society is always, I guess, that part of game and stuff like that has always been part of like human nature. But I think what's upsetting, I guess, also is like you hear phrases and it's like you hear common things that are that there's something off about it, right? Like, for example, happy wife, happy life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a common phrase I would hear, like, and older men just like happy wife, happy life, like
Mm-hmm.
if she ain't happy, then I ain't like people. I'm like, to me, this doesn't sound right. Like there was something, there was something off to that phrase. I'm like, why are you putting so much emphasis on her? And then you find out, oh, well, he got married because of the sex and stuff like that, which makes sense, which logically, right, it makes sense. But why are you like supplicating just to get sex? Like this doesn't seem right. There's something off about this. So, yeah, what do you think about that? Like when people were saying phrases like "happy wife, happy life," things like that, that kind of perpetuated the kind of like putting women on a pedestal type thing.
Yeah, like I never. I'll be honest, dude. When it comes to sayings, I have been very slow when it comes to all these sayings. Like I would hear them, right? You grow up with them, and then I'll just be like, oh, that's what it meant. Like like yeah, like I'd be hecka slow with them because I was like, that's just what people say. Like I've never put any thought to it.
Mm.
So with the happy wife, happy life, like I never really thought about it so much. It's probably like that's just what people said. So I never like really thought about it until right I really understood what it meant, and I was like, oh, what the heck? Like nah, like I don't know. For me, it's like no way. Like you said, putting them on like on a pedestal,
Yeah.
but at the same time too, it's also like uh, I'm losing it. Crap. But crap.
I'll get you some
Oh man.
background music.
No, that helped me out. That helped me out. Yeah, I just feel like I don't know if you like said pedestalizing her
Mhm.
and putting all your efforts only to make her happy in order for you to well, not even that. Just I don't know. Just I don't know. I've never been happy giving my all to one person, no matter what. I still had to be happy somehow. And I don't,
Yeah.
and if I was to get only one thing out of all the stuff I'm giving, I wouldn't feel happy ever. So I think that's
Oh,
just
I
me
see
in
what.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like just that's just me in general. So when I really understood what that saying meant, I was like, huh, hell nah, like,
Yeah.
like yeah, like no way, like I'm gonna give into everything that she wants to make her happy, but what about me? And it's like, oh, but no, you're married, it's a commitment, and it's like
Mhm.
bull crap. I mean, yeah, it's a commitment, but bull crap. Like I'm
Yeah.
not about to spend the rest of my life freaking doing everything she pleases just so she doesn't yell at me. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
in a sense, you lose your manlyhood. Like you lose your
Hmm.
manliness by doing that. It's like all right, cool. You kind of let her run the house or whatever because you just want to chill after work or you just don't want to keep fighting with her every day. But it's like you had to, man. I mean, of course, you wouldn't want to be fighting, but it's just gonna happen. Life happens. Maybe things happen. Maybe whatever the case is that you guys get into argument. Yeah, you just have to be ready for those. Like the fights never stop. Life doesn't ever stop. Like things always happen. Sometimes we get moments of peace, and I thank the Lord, I thank all those moments. But for the most part, every day, man, there ain't no breaks. Even on your days off, bro, you're doing something. Like there's no breaks. So you just gotta accept that. So yeah, to just give in because that's your wife and you want to make her happy. No way. I would not be happy. I'm happy dealing with all the stuff I'm dealing with now. To give up, hell no. I'm a boy John Cena says, never give up. But yeah, that's what I think about it.
No, that's a good way of thinking about it. Like not putting everything on one person and then just like knowing who you are. I've I've seen this. I came from like I'm more of like Latino. I'm coming from like a Latin background. and so I would see like
Oh
people get
yeah.
married and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
I always thought it was cool like in the initial stages, but then like later on you see like the woman like running the household, and then the man just like he has this like look of like, please Lord help me.
And the
Like
misery already.
yeah, like he wants to get the fuck out, but he doesn't because he has some type of feeling for her and blah 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 blah, right? But it's like I always thought like something there's something off about here, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on, but there's something that's not right. Like, and then you like the woman is like taking charge and stuff like that, and the guy he just kind of like he just sits there like I'm getting dragged along. Like I don't want to be here. Like just give me a beer and leave me alone. you know. So I've seen that, and it did make me question like I know there's something going on here, but I don't know what. And
Mhm.
you know, I know that I don't want to be like that. And I guess I didn't like this is before I knew about game and stuff like that. But even when you're married and stuff like that, you got to know about game. You got to know how to like seduce and all that stuff too. It doesn't like you said, it doesn't stop. It
Yeah,
just is what it
exactly.
is. You know.
Yeah, for real, it is what it is. Say, heck yeah, nah, no way. The other fight, like, yeah, that's just something I realized, like, as I got older, like, especially, I don't want to bring work into it, but I mean, just not to get into the specific, but just real quick, I learned a lot because of where I'm at, but
Mm.
and in life too, but it's just like, I would think the higher I go, the easier it gets, and it's like, nah, bro, the higher you go, the harder it gets. So once I realized that, I'm like, well, you know what? When I'm not working, I'm still having to do other stuff. So, you know what? This is what it is. And you know what? I'm accepting it, and I'm happier because when I don't do the stuff that I'm doing, I start getting like upset with myself. Like, come on, bro. Like, you hate feeling like this. Like, if I don't work out for like hella days, I get to a point where, like, bro, go pick up the weights, bro. Like, we're done now working out. Go work out. Like, come on, man. And the moment I do the workout, I'm like, I knew it. Like, I need to be, with all this stuff that happens with life. So yeah, it's just what. So that and that's what happens with a girlfriend or in a marriage. Hey, you're gonna have a girlfriend. There's gonna be dudes who are gonna want to holler at her. She's gonna have her days. You might not have enough to take her on a date. You might not be in a good mood, but you gotta deal with all of it. Break it down, DJ. But yeah, you just have to, bro.
Remix.
Senor Sonrisa in the crib. Hey. But yeah, that's sick. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. And that's in a way there's some beauty to it. Like
100%.
like if you stay on top of it, you know, life is gonna fucking throw you challenges, but if you stay on top of it, when you get through, like when we talk about anti-fragility, when you put yourself in a stressful situation and then you learn something from it and you grow, that's what I like about that's the beauty of it. But if you just nag, complain, bitch, moan, like you're putting yourself backwards in a sense. You never live up to your potential. You're just like stagnant or you're going backwards.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, and if you are fragile, I mean, there is a song called "Fragile" by Tech Nine and Kendrick. I mean, that song's cool, but I mean, what they're saying is cool on there. But you can just hear the chorus if you want to if you
Mm.
want to be fragile, listen to the chorus, not the lyrics because of of the Tech Nine and Kendrick, because what they're talking about is different. But the chorus itself, you can just listen to
Mm.
that. Yeah, that's if you want to, if you want to self-loathe and not do anything and blame life, then you can listen to that chorus. But that song is sick. That song is sick though. That song's cool.
Well, another I think when Kendrick was going through a phase of like drinking a lot of, you know, drink. That's the
Mm.
whole reason why he made that song "Swimming Pools," right?
Mm.
You know, do something, drink. No, 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 drink. Like it was always like you always
Fucking
had made it. Yeah, you always needed he always needed an excuse to drink to escape his problems, and he even says it in the song too. So
yeah. It's crazy, huh? That song's like a banger, like a club banger, but it's deep.
yeah, it's deep. Yeah,
Yeah, it's deep. That's sick. That's how sick it is. Like, for sure.
one of the
Oh,
best.
man. Heck yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'm trying to think of a contender. I'm trying to think of a contender.
Oh, contender. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ching ching,
Mm.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're gonna have in this corner we have.
Okay, so I can't think of the second one. Ooh, man. Trying to find someone
If you
right
want to
there.
just talk about it, maybe it'll help you. It'll come back to you when we talk about it.
I mean, the only two I have, but I don't know if you've seen it. Okay, do you know the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place?
Mm-mm.
The one? No. Okay, yeah. So that's not anyone big. Okay. You know George Lopez' wife on George Lopez.
Okay.
Okay, her. I was gonna put them two, but you don't know who I'm talking about. So I'm trying to find somebody for George Lopez' wife. I was gonna ask you which one. Which do you think is better?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to find
Let's
someone.
just do Latinas. Do you have any Latinas? Two
Oh,
Latinas that
Latinas.
yeah.
Ah, she's okay.
Jessica Alba versus
Okay, I
uh
just got Alba versus
Jessica Biel.
uh no Penelope Cruz.
I think I'm gonna go with Alba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Alba. Okay. Let's see. J Lo, J Lo versus.
Cardi
Hmm.
B.
Ah,
I'm
yep. There
kidding.
you go. No, there you go. Done too.
Oh
J Lo
shit.
and Cardi B. Yep. J Lo and Cardi B.
J Lo.
J Lo.
Yeah. We're just talking about one night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I would not want to be in. She goes through men like a fucking. No.
Ah,
I'm not gonna finish that
J
sentence.
Lo, Cardi B. Damn. Ooh, dang. You know what? I'm gonna take the young
You gonna
gun.
take the Cardi B?
Take Cardi B. I'll take Cardi B.
Okay.
Take
Okay.
Cardi B. I'll take Cardi B. Take Cardi B.
Those are
She's our
both.
she's
Okay.
our
She
age.
already,
No, yeah, she's our age. So
uh,
we're the same age. We're the same age. So that's cool. I'll take that. I'll take that.
I'll take a señorita. It's fine.
Yeah. No, heck yeah. No, J Lo's cool. No, J Lo's cool too. But I just take her. Okay then.
No, no,
Okay.
I feel it. I feel it.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Selena Gomez or Demi Lovato, but when Demi Lovato was like in her 20s, like early 20s.
Like when she was in her prime,
Yeah.
early 20s. Not. She's in her 30s right now, right?
Yeah, but right now, I mean, she's still okay, but I think she has like short hair now. Like,
Oh no. When she had
yeah,
long
yeah,
hair,
yeah.
I would take her. Demi Lovato.
Demi?
Yeah. When she
She.
had long hair, yeah.
Man, you know,
When she was
these ones is
hot.
getting harder. Yeah, these ones is getting harder, man. Damn
She was
it.
hot.
I want to say, you know what? Yeah, I want to say I'm with you. Yeah, I like her smile a lot more. Demi Lovato has like
And
a fake smile,
she
I
has
like
some
it.
nice curves too.
Yeah.
She
Damn
has some
right.
bad curves. All right, let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about. We're gonna go into like I guess. Would you rather be? All right.
Okay.
Would you rather be a 6 foot Chad? No, I'm kidding.
That's not bad.
Would
Not
you
bad.
rather be 6 foot
Mhm.
but a simp, or 5'5" but like masculine?
Oh yeah, 5 foot down for sure. 5'5" masculine.
5'5" masculine. Okay.
Yeah, heck
You feel
yeah,
like your
heck yeah.
game would overcome the height. Like women always
Yeah,
talk about like your height and stuff like that.
yeah, because one thing is for the girls to approach you because you're right, you have the height difference. But if you can't, if you can't seal the deal, I mean, then you're out of luck, buddy. So yeah. What about you? What do you think?
Likewise, I think the same thing. I think if you got game and you know who you are, I think it goes a long way.
Yeah, heck yeah. Girls gonna feel that. Damn,
Yeah,
okay. That's sick. Okay. You said what would you rather be, or who would you rather be?
yeah. Who would you rather be?
Who would you rather be?
Yeah.
Okay, who would you rather be? Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Nah, nah, I get it. Okay. Would you rather be? Damn. No, this is a good one. I'm trying to think. What would you rather be? Okay. Would you rather be the person who is like loner, maybe one friend? Nah, not even a friend. Loner, no friend, but can get girls, like a lot of girls, or be a guy who has a whole social circle and you can get like only one or two girls. Maybe you settle down with one of them, but out of that social circle, you guys are cool, you guys are click, you guys hang out, experience all life together, guys and gals. But you only get two girls out of that whole experience, and right, you marry one of them, or you're just a dude who can just take down as many chicks as you want for your whole life,
But you're forever alone.
forever alone. Yeah, or the only people you talk to, the girls you take down. That's it. That's the only people you talk to. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
this is a good one.
This is a good
This is a good one.
Oh, this is curveballs now. Okay, shit.
I
Where's
don't
my
honestly.
bat
I don't know where.
at?
I don't even know where it came from. To be real, I was just like,
That's a good
oh
one.
wow,
Want to be alone, but smash hella,
lonely,
or
Mr. Lonely.
or have a good social.
You gotta experience life, bro. Gotta go to Paris, or
Yeah,
you go to Paris by yourself. Put them all down. I mean, that's up to you.
Damn. I guess you're asking me. You're asking me almost a value question. You're asking me what do I value more? Do I value having a limited amount of sex till the rest of my life, or uh, a tight social group, but
Ooh, I never, I
but
never thought about that. I never thought about that being like a valid thing. I thought it was just more like
fuck.
whichever would be the more fun experience.
Oh,
That's all I thought, but I can see how that could be. Yeah, yeah. I meant more like for fun. Which one would be more
oh
fun for you?
shit. This is gonna be controversial, but I'm gonna go with the second one, the one where you have a bunch of friends, but you settle down. Like I think having a lot of casual sex is gonna be like a lot of fun and stuff like that for
Yeah,
for some time, like 5, maybe even 10 years, 20 years.
yeah,
But I think when you go through life, like in terms of like your day to day life or something happens and stuff like that, you still want to have people you want to talk to and who are gonna understand you and like be cool with you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And on top of that, like you can still do stuff with them, like just like you want to go out, fucking throw axes or fucking shoot the shit or go on a hike or So I think that, and there's also been studies to show that like loneliness decreases your lifespan. So I think the second one, yeah. Well, which one would you go for?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I think so. I think the second one too. I think the first one I hella would want to do it for sure, but yeah, but after a while it would just be like, yeah, it would just get kind of annoying. Like, or not annoying, but I would just get bored. Like, damn, like
Mm.
it's cool to chill, be by yourself, but nah, man, it's nothing like having friends that you can hang out with and chill
Yeah.
with. Yeah, especially like as I got older, the more social I've become. Before I think if you asked me like maybe like a couple years ago, I'd probably choose the first one. But
Mm.
now realizing like, especially with like the whole pandemic now coming back and like hanging out with people and stuff. No, yeah. It's way better to have a social.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing
Yeah,
like it.
no way. Yeah, no way. It's even sicker. Like, man,
Yeah.
I get two. So the first one, half my life. The other one, my second life. I want to get out. I figured it out. I figured it out.
And you know, they're both open, so you know what I'm saying. There's some. There's 1+1+3. I mean,
My first one will be an open relationship. The second one will be like
yeah.
monogamous. Done deal here. Well, yeah, no, man, nothing like a social life for sure. You know, especially right here. Imagine if I was like loner and I was like taking down a lot of chicks, right? We wouldn't be able to have this podcast. We wouldn't be able to chill. We wouldn't be able to do stuff. Like, nah, that's what makes it cooler. So we
Yeah.
get to chill. So
Hell yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. When we like every time we come out like together, like just as cool friends, we always have really cool conversations. Like last time, we were just chilling and stuff like that, and we were going over like you know whatever, just shooting the shit, and we were just having all these like crazy conversations, but they were cool, you know, cool conversations, like going out, talking to girls, and what would you do in this scenario, what would you do in that scenario, and we were just like we're pontificating and all this stuff, and our brains are going crazy, and like we're having a good ass time. Yeah, there's nothing like that, you know. Uh, there's no experience that I would think that you're there with your best bud and just having all these fun, cool conversations.
Yeah, heck yeah. So yeah, nah, no way. Yeah, definitely the social one. But yeah, like I said earlier, if it was like 5 years ago, you asked me, yeah, I'd be like, I'm staying home. I'm not dealing with nobody. They come through, they kick it. I see you later. You know, you see me later, and that's it. Yeah.
I will say this: it is tempting because I mean, like you said, because you do get to travel and you do all this stuff. But
Mm.
like, don't get me wrong. That I think that's really cool because you do, in a sense, get to bond even if it's for a short time. But there's also nothing like being able to like if you're going through some shit, just knowing that you can call somebody and just be like, hey man, I'm going through some shit. Like, what do you think? What's some advice you can give me? What's some stuff like?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
Hell yeah. You know, yeah, that's hella sick. And then even hanging out with your boys to do like fun stuff. Even that's
Yeah,
hella
exactly.
cool too. That's hella cool.
The
'Cause
positive and the negative and the positive. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
both of them exactly. You get both, which is hella cool. Because it's like, hey, we have a serious talk. And it's like, all right, let's go do something, you know, or let's just chill, or whatever, right? It's like we just move on from it, but at least we still get to have that talk. We still get to help each other out.
Yeah.
Whoever whoever needs to be helped. No,
Exactly.
yeah. So definitely that one for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
All right. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, yeah. I guess we'll call it an episode then.
Cool.
Um, yeah, this was hella sick. This is
Yeah,
cool.
it was. We had all kinds of
Like,
conversations, which is cool.
yeah, heck yeah. So definitely, guys out there, you guys know when you come in here, you're at the number one podcast in the whole Bay Area and the world. So we really appreciate you guys coming through. And again, you know, try to have as much fun as we can with you guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. You know we did. It was a lot of fun for both of us. So yeah, you know, the Base Fuego Sonrisa podcast, baby. But yeah, any last remarks or anything, brother, before we close it for the night?
Yeah, just if you guys really think that we give value, you know, comment on us, message us. You know, we're real cool people. If you want us to talk about certain topics like dating wise or just things that are coming up, let us know and then we can consider it. You know, I'm not gonna say we're definitely gonna do it, but at least we'll talk about it and see how we can have a cool experience with the podcast. Yeah, because we do this for fun and we also want to give you guys value. So we appreciate you and thank you for coming on.
No. Until then, guys, we'll see you later. Peace. Be safe. Peace. Stay warm. And my boy's from Sonrisa with the cool hip hop beats for sure. Peace.